evening. How are you? I'm talking today about self-care for the seasonally affected or SADS or seasonally affected disorder, and some other healthcare tips for the foggy brain, because this has come up a few times and I've been hearing it, and I actually had the experience of this last week, I think sometime, and it can be really challenging, especially if you're an entrepreneur. So how do you work through seasonally affected, and how do you work with a foggy brain, and what does that sometimes mean? When I hear foggy brain, it makes me think of, you can't think, there's congestion. It feels like you're in static, these different types of symptoms. Hello, everybody coming on. So this is something actually that I believe is in the brain when you're not sleeping well enough. I think that's the main thing that's happening for you, or you're not getting deep REM sleep. And so your brain's actually not getting the chance to tap into its internal lymph system and actually drain out to create clarity and that feeling of clarity. So that's what a foggy brain is to me. The other thing is seasonally affected. So this is when you live in a dark climate or you're not getting enough sunlight. And so it messes with your energetic levels and can cause depression and anxiety and sadness, especially in and around the winter season for anybody who lives in kind of a darker climate, especially where I live. We're one of the darkest climates in the world at this time. And so it's a really, really, really big problem for people on the West Coast or in North America, on wherever I am. I'm in Vancouver, Canada, so there's that. So here are some tips for that. If you're feeling seasonally affected, and again, I'm not a doctor, so check with your doctor if anything feels like it's not going to work for you. So the things that combat seasonally affected are vitamin D is number one. You're not getting enough vitamin D, and so it totally lowers so many systems in your body. Your body and your systems are literally depressed, and so you're depressed. So vitamin D is great. Vitamin B12 will give you that energy back to feel like you're a working human being. And then if you're really having some hard times and you don't want to go on something like an antidepressant or an anti-anxiety, a natural form of an antidepressant, anti-anxiety that is less addictive but still has an addictive quality, because your body will always become attached to something. So what that means is, so it's called St. John's wort. St. John's WORT, and it is a natural supplement that is a natural anti-anxiety, antidepressant. And what I mean by you will become kind of attached to it is you will, when you come off of it, have that low again. So you have to always expect a crash whenever you come off something. So it's very, very, very harsh in pharmaceuticals, but with this, it's a natural kind of way that you can combat that. And so the crash is probably not going to be as bad, but you can always expect it. I would say always do that in the short term unless it's really bad. But again, talk to your doctor about these options. So that's for seasonally affected. And so if you're someone who is not necessarily going through depressive disorder, but just feeling low, the vitamin D, the vitamin B12 are going to be amazing for you. And they're going to give you that, they're going to give you the vitamin D, which helps with your systems of your body so that you rev up those systems and create those systems being healthy again. And then, hey, Lindsay, hey, John. And then the B12 is going to give you that energy back so that you feel at your top game, so that you're thinking a high level, all these different kinds of things that you need to do, especially if you're an entrepreneur. But really, honestly, if you're a human being, you just want to feel like you're not moping and zombieing through life. These are incredible supplements to take. And if you don't want to take things like supplements, vitamin D you get from sunlight. So get into the sun, face and palms and soles of the feet, which you're not going to do in cold weather, but this is where you absorb sunlight. So get your face and your palms into sunlight for at least 15 minutes. So that's going to give you that nice boost of vitamin D every day. Or you can get a sunlight. So you can buy those sun lamps or whatever from your the pharmacy stores, or usually any kind of store. You can find them at, check out like a sun lamp or whatever. And so putting that on your face, getting your hands in there for 15 minutes a day is going to give you that vitamin D that you need on a daily basis. And then B12 complex, that's going to all come from food. So you need to eat really, really healthy, really, really clean. You can get all your vitamins that way if you don't want to take the supplement way. And St. John's wort, whatever. I bet you there's a ton of food actually that combat depression in a really wonderful way. So I would just Google that as well. for the foggy brain. So this is how the brain mechanism works. This is kind of going into, I would stand in the cold for 15 minutes. Yeah, you, with your feet in the air, John. So foggy brain syndrome. So we always feel that, right? Especially if you have like a head cold or if you just haven't gotten enough sleep. And so our whole entire body has a lymph system that kicks in on a regular basis, and you're constantly flushing out through your lymph system all your toxins. But your brain does not work that way, and that's been discovered only in the recent, I don't know, few years, is that your brain's lymph system only kicks in at night when you sleep. That's also why if you have massive sleep deprivation, people will start to hallucinate. Not you, because hopefully you're not, but yeah, you'll start to hallucinate if you have massive sleep deprivation. So to combat this foggy brain stuff, to me, that's enough sleep, which is 7 to 8 hours. And they say that you should be getting those 7 to 8 hours between the times of 9 p.m. and 9 a.m. So somewhere within that range, get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. You want to have a nice, deep, restful sleep as well. So if you're not getting that, learn to really relax your body. And you have to allow sleep. You can't make yourself sleep. So just remember that. Just allow yourself to sleep. Allow your body to just like be like, hey, body, you're safe. I love you. You're taken care of. Let's go to sleep now. Allow yourself to sleep. And then beyond that, water. Like most people are so dehydrated these days. And again, like most people, you're not really supposed to tell people to ingest anything, but 2 liters of water is a minimum per day. And to me, for females, 3 liters, and for males, like if you're a bigger male, like above the 6 foot range, 4 liters a day is going to give you so much energy. It's going to clear that brain fog. It's going to have all your systems in your body running at optimal levels. So this is just a nice little healthcare thing for you. So enjoy it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you do or how you combat your seasonal affected or your foggy brain syndrome. And that's pretty much it. Love you all. Much love, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.